Hello, everyone. Welcome to another wrestling themed film review. And of course, today we're going to be doing Blade Trinity.
Yay!
And I have my lovely good friend Andy here from Frave Productions, aka the Sci Fi Film Horror Podcast. And it is, of course, a lovely pleasure to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you very much, Badger. Always good to be here and chat films with you.
Indeed. And obviously, if you guys have got any suggestions for us, please do hit us up below. This is going to be an interesting one because not only is it, in my eyes, the weakest of the three, it's also a bit of a hot mess. But we're going to get into that in a minute. All right, Andy, tell us the
Well,
tale of the tape.
I've got to say to you, first of all, right, I've only ever seen the first Blade film. I never saw the second one.
Okay.
So watching this was I didn't think it was that bad, really. But then I've never seen the second one. But anyway, Blade Trinity is from 2004. It's interesting is because the director was David S. Goyer. He was also one of the writers. And I was looking at some of the stuff that is written by him, David S. Goyer, Marv Wolfman, which is a great name, and Gene Colan. Those two are both comic book artists that
Ah,
created characters and worked on existing characters for comics and things like that sort of thing, right? But those two, Gene Colan and Mark Wolfman did a lot of DC stuff, straight to video and TV stuff, and they had worked on the writing for Blade 2. But David S. Goyer did some weird stuff. He did the Puppet Masters, the Crow City of Angels, Dark City, and then after this, and after doing some TV stuff, he did Batman Begins. He did the series of Blade, Dark Knight, um, Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, The Dark Knight Rises,
mm.
Batman versus Superman, Terminator Dark Fate. He just,
Wow.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of people saying that they didn't rate this film highly, and I thought, how
Yeah.
did he get to do so much afterwards then?
Well, this is the thing because obviously the original Blade was fantastic, and then the second one was directed and envisioned by Del Toro. So you can imagine how lavish that was. So the first one is a dark and gritty, badass 90s action film, blood everywhere,
Yeah,
the signature soundtrack, the up to date effects, the fantastic scene at the beginning with the blade, and he goes whoosh, 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 kills about 100 of them. And that is a dark and gritty masterpiece. And Wesley is on form with that, right? And then obviously the sequel has got Luke Bross or the other one from that, and it's got some really established actors in, and it also has lavishness bestowed on it from Del Toro,
the
and the set designs are fantastic, and obviously the makeup and effects and everything is fantastic. It is a masterpiece, and then you get to this, and it feels like a straight to DVD film.
well, the thing is, from what I can work out, this originally was going to be directed by Del Toro,
Right.
but he left because of the fact he got a green light to do Hellboy.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
he went, no, I've got my own thing to go and work on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it really ruined it because it went from being something that would have been so lavishly done to a straight to DVD film.
Yeah.
Even the Dracula character was like, oh, is that? I was a bit like the makeup when you see Dracula all in the makeup and all the red and all that. You think, oh yeah, that's a really badass Vlad the Impaler look. And then his human form is some bloke you
Well,
see down the pub that's always sitting in the corner that no
the
one talks to.
the guy who played him is his human
It's like
form.
everyone's got that bloke where they just sort of nod at and you
Yeah.
don't talk to in the pub. That's him.
But the,
That's their version of Dracula.
but the guy who plays him as the human form is a guy called Dominic Purcell. He was in Prison Break, and
Okay.
he was in The Flash, the TV series of The Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow. So I mean, he's done other stuff, but he in Prison Break and the others, he looks about twice the size he does in this.
All right.
So I don't quite know what happened there. It's just like odd. Um,
Yeah.
but
Uh,
the guy
it's a strange one.
when he's like his full like demon self, it's a suit. And that, but
Yes.
the guy who's in the suit is a guy called Brian Steele.
Oh, okay.
And
This is
Brian
why
Steele,
I think I don't know why he just didn't land Dracula. It was very unbelievable as
yeah, no,
Dracula.
no, I agree.
But
But,
like you say, the guy in the suit, that's Dracula.
well, he was in first thing I sorry, my daughter loved. He played Bigfoot in Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh, okay.
Um, and he was in Underworld and Hellboy and Doom and Resident Evil Extinction and all that kind of stuff. He played demon characters in all of those, and he's kind of known for doing these kind of like where being basically a guy inside the monster suit.
Hmm. Oh.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, he did a really good Dracula, but the guy honestly he did not land it. It felt like, Dracula from Timu. It really didn't land for me. You know,
Well,
Dracula is meant to be like in that sort of form they wanted it to be. He should have been a lot more opposing, a lot scarier, and a
well,
lot more. It was almost like the roles should have been switched around. I'd have preferred it if Triple H tried like did the Dracula.
well,
That's
the
that's the
thing,
sort of thing I would have gone for. It tried Triple H's Dracula,
the
a
thing that got
quiet,
me,
menacing individual.
thing that got me was I remember it was probably around this time. I don't know. There was a character in the WWE who was supposed to be a vampire. He used to have fangs in his teeth, and he had white hair that was kind of
Yes,
slicked back
yes,
and that sort of
I
thing.
know who you
And he
mean.
used to
Yeah.
come on in a big frilly shirt and all this kind of stuff. He would have been better.
Yes, yeah, no, what's it? I can't remember his name, but he was part of the Brood,
Yeah,
which was the faction. But no doubt everyone will tell us below. But if you're a wrestling fan, but for some reason he's gone out of my brain. But
yeah, no, I
yeah,
don't know.
he teamed up a lot with the Undertaker and
And
Ted
was
and
it
all that sort of stuff,
Christian was
and
the other?
Christian, yeah, and
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
and obviously, yeah, I really think that they should have given Triple H a go at being Dracula because that, for me, it just didn't land. Maybe if the actor, the side of it was more romantic, the romantic side of things with Bram Stoker and all that sort of stuff, yeah, perfect. But
yeah.
the fact that you're knee deep in an action film, he's meant to be like the god of the vampires and stuff. I really think they should have picked someone with a bit more of a presence to them.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I know, I know. I mean, I would, as I say, I know a lot of people don't like this film, and I know that from reading stuff, I know that both Wesley Snipes and Chris Christopherson didn't like it.
Yeah, and obviously, it was where Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes hated each other's guts on set,
Well, I mean, Ryan
supposedly.
Reynolds' character in this is just so fucking annoying.
Yeah,
You just want to shut up, for God's sake. Your smart ass wisecracks are not funny and they don't help the film.
no, and I do think that he was like bless him, he's fantastic as Deadpool, and that's where he's wanted to be for a long time. And
Yeah,
it's almost like he's played Deadpool in every film. As soon as they say, "Oh yeah, it's a Marvel or a DC project," he's really tried to do it. Even when he was the Green Lantern, he was still trying to be Deadpool. So at least he's actually got that role now.
I did find it funny. I was reading one thing I read about. Um, apparently, Wesley Snipes had a bit of a, a breakdown or something on this.
Yes,
For a while, he would only answer to the name Blade. He wouldn't answer to his own name.
yeah.
But
And
there was,
also, there's a particular scene. I couldn't quite pick it out on the copy I had, but when I was at the cinema, I noticed it, years ago. And there's actually a scene where he just stands up, walks around, and he's got his eyes shut. They actually had to digitally put his eyes. They literally had to open his eyes up, like, and put digital eyes in
Oh,
because he just walked around with his eyes shut all the time. Yeah, I
apparently,
do think he had mental health issues on set.
oh yeah. But apparently there was one day when they were filming, and Ryan Reynolds and him, as you say, didn't get on at all. And he was heard saying said he was overheard saying to Ryan Reynolds, "Keep your mouth shut, you'll live longer."
Wow.
But how this film got finished, I don't know, because
I don't. Well, I do think it was one of these things where, when they sort of take cuts and bits and pieces of films, and it's like bits and pieces of scenes get done, and it felt like that to me as well. It felt like maybe like the bits and pieces at the end and stuff were there, and it felt like they just went right. We've got half of it done. Let's recycle some stuff and edit some stuff together, and we'll put the scenes in where Wesley should have been, and we'll replace it with the other characters, and we'll hope for the best.
I mean,
You know.
there just seemed to be it was like sort of, oh, okay, so we've got Blade and we've got Whistler, and then we'll introduce a couple of other people, and then we'll introduce a few more people, and then let's introduce another four or five people, and it's got, oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah, there
You
was no
know,
real character development. By the time they started to develop the characters, they started to get to the bit where they killed them all off and it was the end. And I
yeah.
was like, right, okay. So you couldn't fall in love with any of the characters really, and then you were stuck with Ryan Reynolds being arse.
I think I just I don't know. I mean, I would say, Wesley Snipes is cool as Blade. He always will
Yes,
be.
that that's
And
the one saving thing again is that even though he half-assed this one, he was still the highlight of the whole film.
and what I would say is, I mean, I don't know quite how he manages it because I haven't seen the first one and this one, and I'm probably say probably does it in the second one. But even Chris Christopherson seems to pull off being cool.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, um,
And the guy from the first one is I can't remember his name. The one that plays the villain in the first one. He's a fantastic villain,
yeah,
and, and he always goes to bat for Wesley. And I'm definitely everyone goes, oh yeah, the first Iron Man and all this sort of stuff, or the first Spider Man was the one that made all the money back. No, it wasn't. This is the film that got. This is the film trilogy that got Marvel out of all that debt.
yeah.
So it doesn't really, everyone goes on about, oh, Spider-Man relaunched Marvel. No, it didn't. It was Wesley that did it. Wesley relaunched Marvel.
I,
You know?
I, I, I mean, going to the wrestling side of it, Triple H, his character is a bit of a non, really, but I was one of the things
Yeah,
other
it's
things I
like
read.
it's weird because his character is quite important to the plot, but also not at the same time. You
Oh,
know, he's
oh,
in near enough every scene with the vampires and stuff, but it's like we need, it's like it's really overwhelming but underwhelming at the same time. You're like, come on, what are we gonna do here? This is why I think he would have been better as Dracula because he still has that really foreboding presence, but they don't really do much. Yeah, he does some great scenes with the where he pulls off some great moves. He
oh
does
yeah,
if I remember, he does a fantastic body slam in it, and he does some really good sort of like really good choreographed fight scenes. But like you say, you want more of the story. The only throwback and it's a shame because the only throwback from the second one is the dogs. Because in the second one, the vampires have that weird open jaw and stuff. They have a new
yeah,
type of vampire, and that's the weird thing about it. The only throwback from the continuation from the second one is the dogs are a bit like it and they open their mouths. And
yeah,
I'm like, no. And we get a vampire Pomeranian. So it's almost taking the mickey out of itself. It's taking the mickey. That's what annoyed me as well. It's almost taking the mickey out of the better film. I'm
yeah.
like, no.
But I did see a thing that said that Triple H, the producers were really impressed with Triple H, so they
Mm.
actually said insisted that they added stuff into the script to make his part bigger in the
Oh,
film.
that's good. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, honestly, he would have done better as a. I don't think he's actually acted that much since, but honestly, he would have been fantastic, you
I
know.
will say one thing. The only thing I noticed in the way of that wasn't very good as far as effects go. There's a scene where Wesley Snipes hits Triple H and he goes through the wall of the cell.
Right.
And if you watch, the wall collapses before Triple H even gets anywhere near hitting it.
Right.
So it was a bit like, yeah, it wasn't very good. And I mean, that was the other thing is, it gets me. It's kind of like, as with a lot of these sort of films, it's like they could have just killed Blade when they had him drugged in that cell. They could have just killed him there and finished the film.
Yeah, yeah.
I know it wouldn't have done much for the story, but yeah, it wouldn't have done much for the story. But
Yeah. Well, there's this whole thing of like, you know, you understand in the first one and the second one, there's a reason why the villain wants to keep Blade alive and all this sort of stuff, the blood ritual at the end and all that sort of stuff. But there's no reason for them to keep Blade alive in this one.
no,
Literally, the
especially
quicker he dies, the better. And then Dracula can take over the world. The end. Ta-da.
especially as they're all really scared of him, and the only reason they've resurrected Dracula to try and kill him because they're all scared of doing it. Then they've got him sitting in a cell, drugged, at their mercy, and instead of killing him, they're going to take him back to Dracula.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
No,
They could have killed him there and then. You know, and it's been proven that he is weak when he's drugged.
it's
They could have just got his own sword and lopped his head off, or
it's
the
one of
wire
those.
arm.
It's one of those things like you always have in the comics. I always find it really funny when it's sort of like, I've got you at my mercy. You're at my mercy. I could kill you at any second. But what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to spend the next 2 pages telling you exactly what my plans are about taking
Yeah,
over the world.
yeah. And then by then your plot armor would have grown back, and you'll save the world.
The problem with comic book stories.
Yes, but yeah,
But no,
honestly,
I didn't. I actually, at the end of this, apart from the fact that I just could have done without Ryan Reynolds, I honestly got to the end of it and thought, wow, it was all right. It wasn't bad.
it's all right. But once again, you watch the first and the second one, it's underwhelming. It's a
Yeah,
treat for me to see Triple H on the screen. You know, other than
yeah.
being a wrestler or a figurehead of the company. So for me, that's my special bit of the film. Is it's a treat to see Triple H
And he
on
was
the
good in
screen
it, I
doing
must say.
something.
You know, I wasn't expecting a lot from him,
Yeah,
but I think he did really well.
yeah. I didn't really understand the obsession with knob jokes in this one. They mentioned a lot of knob jokes, and I'm
No, I
like,
don't. I have no idea what that was all about. It was just kind of
yeah,
like, why do we have a section in the middle where you're just making jokes about people's dicks? And it's a bit like, what? I don't.
yeah. Yeah, it was. This is where it was bad writing as well. You know, I felt like. And once again, going back to other films we've watched and stuff, like from this week, it also makes you think. You know, tonally, it's weird.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, you know, but
I mean, it was things like, they make a big thing about the fact that there's this skylight thing in the cell that's missing, and when Ryan Reynolds is being chased, he jumps across the top of it, and then 2 seconds later he pulls backwards into it,
yeah,
and you kind of
really,
go, you know,
really, you know, and the way also when you see him jump over it, you think, "Oh, that's a massive gap," and then
yeah,
when you see it, when you actually see how large the gap is, it's only a few feet. Okay.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean,
So
he's one of those people. If he turned up to rescue you from something, you'd go, "Please, can we have somebody else?
yeah,
Just leave me."
yeah. It's one of these things where it's like late 90s, early 2000s, fast cuts, slow mo, and weird camera angles. It's a
Yeah.
hot mess for me.
I did. I mean, I will say I did like the effects, the creature effects for, yeah, for
Yeah,
Dracula, and the effects when they die, the blood thing. That was good.
yeah, that was yeah. See, the thing is, that's similar to the first one where they had those effects. So it wouldn't surprise me if they recycled the effect, you know. But yeah, for me, it's a hot mess. But I loved having Triple H in it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 10.
fair enough.
Terrible.
I could go with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, painful. But yeah, it's okay as it is. It's a corny DVD only film for me. But yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, thank you very much for having us on, Andy, and thank you very much for appearing on the show as well.
I'm more than happy to be on here to chat to you about any film ever.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
And obviously, we'll be putting our brains in gear and thinking of next week's one too, very soon. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Look after yourselves. Keep safe. Keep well. Much love, and we'll see you next vlog, video stream, movie, or wrestling content. See you all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.